and Woody likes the crooked cock.
And what I thought, maybe one of you disagrees, is when he walked up to the guy to like put it to his forehead and then shoot him there. It was almost like Bobby taking this way more seriously than the rest of them. Like, if I'm going to take a life, I need to take it. I need to know.
He'd never
like,
killed anyone before.
Yeah. And so he takes it with a lot more, solemnity or whatever the word would be than the other guys who just don't really give a shit. Just fucking murdering willy-nilly. The biggest surprises in that show were Chris dying. I did not expect Chris to die. I would have bet. Like, I liked Bobby so much that I knew he was going to die at some point.
Seemed like an untouchable character.
Yeah, I was like, it was almost like a sunk costs thing where I was like, Tony has spent so much time molding this guy, and my mold fell apart again. Well, let me put it back together. Let me build it up. It's a little better this time. Oh, it fell apart again. Well, build it up again, a little better this time. And so that caught me right out of left field. I did not expect him to murder Chris right there. Yep. So that was a really intense scene. What else did I know? I didn't expect Syl to get shot up like that so unceremoniously right at the end, because it was almost like Syl, Paulie, and Tony were kind of quasi-untouchables, where it's like, all right, that's him, and then that's his little shield underneath him. Yeah, Consigliere or whatever it is.
Close to that, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, such a fantastic show. In a year or so, I'm going to rewatch that whole thing and probably pick up on more things. If there was a version of that show with every scene with AJ outside of season 1 where he's a funny fat kid cut out, it'd be a better show. I did not. Oh, something else that I kind of liked, kind of didn't like about the finale of The Sopranos was usually when you're watching a finale of a show, it's kind of understood within the context of the show that they're wrapping up, where it's like, all right, we're closing this, we're closing that, put a pin on this, done, wrapped up. In this, it was like, I know it's the final episode, but Tony's going around, everybody's going around as if it's just another day, making plans for things that
Things turned around and were going well, right? Tony came out of hiding, if I recall.
They someone killed that guy with absolutely no forehead whatsoever, and with the gray hair that starts like right at his eyebrows. And one of the guys was like, "Oh, we might win this. Like, we're gonna win this." That kind of positivity. But I kind of liked it, kind of didn't like it, of him like having the conversations with his son and like setting up for plans they're going to do in the future. And, we're going to do this business. Syl, you need to be on this. Paulie, you need to do that. And I don't know. It felt more realistic in a silly way where it was like, obviously a guy, he doesn't know he's going to die. He wouldn't be putting a pin in everything. Like it made it sadder knowing it was going to end. And he's just, this is just Tuesday. This is just Tuesday. I'm just doing Tuesday things.
Some people put it as a bad ending because they didn't, tie a bow on all the little To me, it was a great ending. I don't want every show to just not end well, but for a mobster show where the main character presumably gets shot like that, like, perfect. Nailed it.
Yeah. I think I see now why a lot of people think that's the best show of all time. Fantastic.
The Wire's good too. When I told you about The Wire, I was like, yeah, you really got to pay attention. It's difficult to keep up with The Wire. I think I'm on my second watching. I'm having a much easier time now. I'm like, why did I think this was so complex? Like all the characters and the names and stuff, I'm doing much better.
Well, I'm only halfway into episode 1, like I said, but I can tell I'm going to love this show. Like the acting's fantastic. What's his name? The smart black guy who's
D.
like him.
D.
Who, like, the first scene he's in is like coaching someone through a court case, and that was really cool. So, yeah.
Oh wait, the smart black guy, does he have facial hair?
He's really famous now. Idris Elba is the actor's name. I don't remember what his character's name is though.
There's a couple smart.
Stringer Bell.
Okay, Stringer Bell. Okay. Anyway, there's a couple smart black guys in the show, and I like that. I like that the people who run the drug enterprise, some of them are a little dumb thuggy, and some of them are intelligent businessmen, or just another kind of smart, like a socially kind of smart, where they understand how to play this game. And
I like him because it seems like it's setting up that he's going to be the big thorn in the side of the cops the whole time. Because whereas his underlings might get out of control or something, like seems like he's got a tight fist wrapped around every little aspect of the business. So I like that character already. So we'll see what he does.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, Stringer Bell. I love that guy's character. I like Dee's character. I like most of the characters in it. The detectives, I won't spoil anything with this. they all develop into interesting storylines too. I like what they do with them. So I think you'll enjoy the series.
I like the over-the-top dressing like he's on the street, but he's a cop white guy detective who's like, lady, you take care of the inputting data. Me and my partner, we're street guys or whatever.
Is he kind
the
of
hell
chunky
it is.
strong?
Like, he's junky strong. He's wearing an enormous shirt and big pants and his like sideways hat. And I guess that was
in
cool
season 2, I think. All the bad guys are white. And he's very excited because it's his chance to like work with the drug dealers and to, he's not there taking pictures from a block away anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy who's like dealing with all the other bad guys because he fits.
Season 2 is the shittiest one. You guys?
I think it is. Yeah.
I had a friend of mine. I was texting him. I was like, I'm just finished Sopranos. And he's like, oh, awesome. And I'm like, I'm about to start The Wire. And he goes, awesome. Just like skip season 2, and it's the best show ever made.
I mean, it's just not as good. It's still a good season. It takes a little while to quote unquote get the band back together, like get all the detectives like back in their squad again. But I think Frank Sabatka is pretty interesting. It's the Ziggy character is the most annoying part. His son, Frank Sapatka's son, is this piece of shit, skinny fucker who's just always just fucking everything up.
You know why I liked Ziggy? Because I loved that actor in Generation Kill.
I haven't seen that in a really long time.
Oh, he's the guy that drives a lot and eats the Rip Fuel, like energy pills.
I watched it one time. I don't remember very well.
Anyway, I loved him in Generation Kill, and I just saw a lot of the same characteristics in the same actor, and I was, I get it.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
That's a great show. Or miniseries, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that Skarsgård guy in it from True Blood.
Yeah, the good-looking blonde dude.
Yep.
What'd you call him? Skarsgård? Is that the actor's name?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it's his last name. His brother is the one who plays It in It.
The clown?
I'm taking in a little more media than I do when there's not a pandemic on. Like probably a lot of people are.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like we're wrapping up our response to the pandemic. It's political at this point, right? Where if you think it's bad, you're a Democrat. If you think it's fine, it's Republican. But it's my impression that America, it's not so much that we think it's over. It's that's all you get, right? That's all you get. I was willing to quarantine for 8 weeks. Fuck off, I'm back at it. And I'm not really much different. Like I'm just like, all right, well, I'm not going to quarantine for 2 years. I'd rather just see if I'm one of the 2%. No, one of the 98% that's fine through this thing or whatever the number is. I'm not going to. It's like if you told me there was a 1% chance I'd die and I could avoid that 1% by